Have I broke it already? I've only had it 5 minutes. Fixed it. Welcome back to another GeekaWhat video, and today I'm taking a look at this. This is XFX's R9 380. This is their 4GB model, and I'm going to be going over the performance, some benchmarks, a physical overview, all that kind of stuff. So make sure to drop a like rating and to subscribe. Without any further ado, let's get straight into today's GeekaWhat video. So, XFX were kind enough to send this over to me for a review and to implement into hopefully a crossfire build log as well, which is coming up very, very soon. So let's start off with a physical overview of this card, and then we're going to get into some performance and my opinions and stuff and things like that. So on the front we've got two nice large fans. I believe these to be 85 or 90 millimeters. We've got a lovely shiny XFX logo in the middle as well, with the XFX logo spinning around. As you saw from the intro, we've got the fans, and the fan rings have actually got some clips on which appear to pop out for easy fan removal and I presume easy cleaning of the heatsink underneath. It's a bit weird. I couldn't really figure out the full purpose of these, but you know, never mind. If we take it around to the back, we've got a lovely black PCB, which is nice, not a dark brown, because the black just blends in so much nicer. You can see we've got the screws here, 1, 2, 3 and 4, with the actual GPU chip just in the middle there. It is a shame that we haven't got a backplate on this card. However, this is quite a light card. You aren't paying too much for this card. You're looking at sub 200, even sub 170, 170 pounds, sub $230 around that margin. You've got a PCIe X16 Gen 3.0 slot on the bottom with a full length slot, of course. If we take a look round the back with the I/O, we've got a DVI-D and a DVI-I. We've also got a DisplayPort and a HDMI. It did throw me a little bit actually, because they've switched the placement of the HDMI and the DisplayPort connectors around a little bit. I must make a quick comment actually as well on the PCIe sort of cover sort of area here where the I/O is. I really like the colour. It's a really nice dark grey with a flat texture and a nice like a sandstone kind of finish. Now it is worth noting that the cooler does stretch out past this card just a little bit, so you can see the PCB actually ends here, but the cooler goes on all the way up here, so you have got a slight difference. If I just put my finger down there, you can actually see that. Now the placement of the PCIe connectors on this card is a little bit weird actually. You've got two 6-pin PCIe power connectors, and they actually reside in between the gap kind of in that region. Now I did find that depending on your power supply, the PCIe power connectors, even with this overhanging shroud, will stick out a little bit past this. It is nice having those recessed back in there if you were to do a build in a small form factor case with limited height on the top. However, it does seem a little bit of a weird placement putting it around the side when you've got these heat pipes on the top anyway. So your clearance on the top isn't too much of an issue. Now, going on to the cooling solution for this card. Now, we've got, if we flick it around this way, you can see the four heat pipes. We've got one there, one there, one there, and one there. So we've got two on kind of each side of this imaginary line. Now, this does a really nice job of keeping this GPU cool. It isn't too much of a hot GPU anyway, which is surprising since it's an AMD GPU. Now, the XFX logo looks to me like really nice in this kind of this glossy black finish, which is a little bit of a fingerprint magnet, but you aren't going to be going around in your case and rubbing your fingers all over the logo. So yeah, it's a nice card. Around the outside it looks great. You've got the heatsink. You've not got too much of a beefy cooling solution on here, but it does look very nice, and I really do like the design of this card. So I'm going to roll at the benchmarks, turn the music up, and then I'll be back for my final thoughts and conclusion on this really nice, really cheap, great value card.
Everybody's got their goals, but don't look away. Gotta stare 'em down to let them go. I will be the ground beneath your feet, pull you out from underneath.
So as you saw from this benchmarks, this card performs very, very respectively. I would recommend picking one of these up if you're in that kind of price range. Nvidia's offerings don't tend to surpass this, the GTX 950 being slightly cheaper, the 960 being slightly more expensive, and whilst you do miss out on some of the features such as Nvidia's Shadow Play and the H.264 and H.265 encoders on the card, for me, that isn't too much of a big deal. This card was tested on a test bench with an 8350, AMD's new raised cooler, and a Gigabyte motherboard with 8 gigs of RAM, as you already saw. So should you buy this card, or should you not buy this card? What do I give it out of 5? What's my rating? All that kind of jazz. Now, if you're in the region for a card for a nice sort of budget balanced build with perhaps an 8350 or something like an i3 6300 or even an i5 6500 or 6600K, then I'd go and pick one of these up. It supports AMD's Crossfire technology, meaning you can shove 2 of these in, and DirectX 12 could be a real game changer, especially with a multi-GPU solution. Overall, this is a lovely card. It's great to step up from something like a GTX 950 to this because you do get the beefier cooling solutions, you do get the support for Crossfire and all of that kind of thing. It isn't too power hungry either with just 2 6-pin connectors, with my only gripe about this whole card being possibly the placement of the 6-pin connectors. It'll be more convenient for some but less convenient for others, and it may look out of place if you have 2 non-identical GPUs in something like a water-cooled system where you've got one with the PCI power connectors coming out the front, one with them coming out the back, or one with them coming out of the side. Overall, it's a really nice card. I'd have loved to have seen a back plate, but you don't need it structurally, so you know it's a little bit of a kind of a curveball, if you will. So go and pick one of these up if you're in that sort of price range. It really is the best performing card within that budget as well. So if you'd like to see some more content on this card, then make sure to drop a like, rate, and check out the new website GeekaWhat.com, which is like almost finished, and then there'll be a written review and some really sexy photos of the B-roll on the website, of course, as well. So make sure to drop a like, rating, and subscribe if you did enjoy the video, and I'll see you as always the next GeekaWhat video. God, my voice crackled then.